That's weird. Those words. There's nothing more important than those two words. Yeah, let's talk briefly about the gambling scandal. In the press, they're calling it an X-ray table. Sure, that's just a shorthand. I want to know what the technology was. There we go. Take a look at that. That is seized from an iCloud report, and that is one of the auto shufflers that would read all of the cards while the whole thing was being made and then send it and then immediately dictate who was being dealt what. At which point, the quarterback who was at the table would now know who had which cards were at the table. And at that point, the communication modality would change. You're still dealing with a network, only it's a human in-person mesh network. And so what he would do is use hand signals by tapping different poker chips to let other players at the table know what's going on. And so in this case, this blending of real-life human mesh network forms of communication with technological network forms of communication, these lines are just going to blur more and more, especially as robots get better and better at seeing the whole picture. The job of humans in a lot of these scams and cons is just to be the mechanical parts of it. But that was extraordinary to me. The idea that an auto shuffler could instantly know everything, sketch out how the entire game needed to go, know who the winners were going to be, and then pass that along to the quarterback who could pass it along in the room. Here's the crazy part. All of this doesn't change the best defense against these kinds of scams, which is there is no, moment for moment, if you're in the room with humans, there is no better protection than your System 1 intuitive understanding of whether or not things are right or weird. Because the weak part in this, once the quarterback knew and was able to communicate to everyone else, at that point, everybody had to act. And if everybody's acting, then that means you, as the person, the potential fish, the lamb about to get slaughtered, have the opportunity to engage and notice